Hello friends, a great welcome to my channel. Today we are going to cover an elegy written by W.H. Auden in memory of W.B. Yeats. This is for Allahabad University Paper 1 BA Part 2 English Literature. This is the link to the playlist of this whole subject. I'll provide the same in description. W.H. ऑडन एक बहुत ही पॉपुलर ब्रिटिश अमेरिकन पोएट रहे हैं जिन्होंने बहुत सारे रिव्यूज लिखे हैं, प्लेस लिखे हैं, एसेज लिखे हैं एंड मेजरली ही फाउंड इंस्पिरेशन फ्रॉम रिलीजन, पॉलिटिक्स एंड मोरालिटी अलोंग विद मैन्स इंटरैक्शन विद नेचर. नेचर से इनको बहुत इंस्पिरेशन मिला करती थी. As the name says, this poetry is written in memory of W.B. Yeats, who died the same year when the poetry was written, 1939. Poetry के कुछ major excerpts हम cover करेंगे. He disappeared in the dead of winter. The brooks were frozen, the airports almost deserted. And snow disfigured the public statues. The mercury sank in the mouth of dying day. What instruments we have agreed. The day of his death was a dark, cold day. This is the first section of part 1. Here, W.H. Auden talks about W.B. Yeats' recent passing away and he says he passed away in dead of winter. Yes, actually he did pass away in January. When the brooks all were frozen, everything was frozen around, even the statues, even the airports, everything was completely deserted. And he is telling us about the environment. ऐसा लग रहा था कि nature भी mourn कर रहा है W.B. Yeats की death को. Nature was also dark, nature was also very cold. You were silly like us. Your gift survived it all, the parish of rich women, physical decay, yourself. Mad Ireland hurt you into poetry. Now, Ireland has her madness and her weather still. For poetry makes nothing happen. It survives in the valley of its making where executives would never want to tamper. Flows on south from ranches of isolation and the busy griefs. Raw towns that we believe and die in, it survives a way of happening a mouth. This is the second part of the poetry in memory of W.B. Yeats. Only one stanza long. At the beginning there is 10-line section and the speaker says, your gift survived it all. Although you are no more, लेकिन आपने जो हमें गिफ्ट दिया that is poetry. आपकी पोएट्री में जो कुछ भी मेंशन होता था, rich women, physical decay या you yourself, that is still there but you are not here. Poetry actual में कुछ नहीं करती है, maybe not at all a productive thing for society, लेकिन society को कहीं ना कहीं evoke करती है, provoke करती है, किसी ना किसी तरीके की philosophy society को provide करती है. तो वो सारी philosophy अभी भी हमारे पास है. We know we are isolated now, we know we are busy in your grief now, but we are still surviving without you. This is the third section. Earth receive an honored guest. William Yeats is laid to rest. Let the Irish vessel lie emptied of its poetry. In the nightmare of the dark, all the dogs of Europe bark, and the living nations wait, each sequestered in its hate. This is the third section. It begins with Auden addressing the earth. This part of the poem takes the form of an elegy and a work seems like it has been greatly dedicated to someone recently deceased. He says कि अर्थ को एक नया गेस्ट मिल गया है in the form of dead W.B. Yeats जो कि अब रेस्ट कर रहे हैं और आयरलैंड अब बिल्कुल खाली, बिल्कुल सूना रह गया है. ऐसा लगता है कि everywhere there is darkness, जैसे कि dogs do bark in the isolation of the night. It seems like all dogs of Europe are now barking, maybe mourning for your death. एक नेशन है, ऐसा लग रहा है कि आपके लिए अभी भी इंतजार कर रहा है. And this separation from you, basically every individual is hating. This poetry presents a very grim philosophy of life that people come and go and this is what nature is. And people will keep on having griefs about someone recently deceased, but everyone has to go one day. This writer, W.H. Auden, claims that life is a prison and that one might learn to praise or to be hopeful by spending time with poetry. लाइफ एक तरीके से एक प्रिजन ही है हम सब इस दुनिया में आते हैं एंड वी आर द वन हु रन एज पर द फ्लो ऑफ लाइफ here he says कि you can spend time in some happy things like poetry and particularly in this poetry he is praising the poetry of Yeats. This is a question. Some famous lines of some famous poetries are given here. You have to match the lines with the poetry titles. These are the options. Please do tell me the answer in comments. One more question. Which literary device is used here in this highlighted line? The mercury sank in the mouth of the dying day. I hope you loved the video. Please do not forget to share and subscribe the channel and provide your valuable feedback in the form of comments.